to you all. Let us continue with the discussion of the topic health and hygiene. Last class we had discussed about some common diseases caused by virus. Today we shall discuss some of the diseases caused by vectors. We have also discussed in the previous topic that vectors are organisms that transmit or you can say they are the carrier of the disease from an infected person to a healthy person, but they themselves do not get infected by it. We have the examples of insects, then animals, birds. But first of all, let us discuss one of the most important disease caused by vector, that is malaria. Why we are talking about malaria? Because in our country, this particular disease is very common, and it generally affects a major part of the population. Now, this malaria is caused by a protozoan Plasmodium. Causative agent is Plasmodium. But how it is spread? It is transmitted by the bite of an infected mosquito, that is from an infected person to a healthy person. Like for example, if one of the individual is suffering from malaria and that female Anopheles mosquito bites that infected person, that parasite enters the blood of the mosquito, and when it again bites a healthy person, it is transmitted to it. So what are the symptoms? The symptoms include 3 stages: cold stage, hot stage and sweat stage. Cold stage, initially what happens? The patient, that is the victim, as you can say, has recurrent bouts of shivering and feels very cold. Got it? And after that, the next stage is the increase in the body temperature, that is very high fever leading to body ache and this one headache. Got it? And the last stage is the sweat stage, that is profuse sweating. So this particular disease, malaria, that is this gap of that is that is the cold stage, then hot stage and then sweating stage. It may continue within a gap of 24 hours, then 48 hours or 72 hours. That means it can reoccur. And how it can be tested? It can be tested by diagnosis. It can be diagnosed. Diagnosis means how can one know that a person is suffering from malaria? One has to go in for a blood test. Then it can be identified or diagnosed. Then what are the extreme cases? Enlargement of liver and spleen. And moreover, what happens? It may prove fatal also. Got it? So what are the control and precaution? If a person is suffering from malaria, the victim or the patient can be given the anti-malarial drugs like quinine, chloroquine. It is extracted from the bark of cinchona tree, and then one has to also take proper precautions to prevent the breeding of the mosquitoes. That can be done by using kerosene oil on stagnant water, and then use of mosquito repellents or mosquito coils, mosquito nets, and one can even put a wire gauge, or that is by fine nets on the doors and windows to prevent the entry of the mosquito. So mosquito larvae, they can be killed by spraying of insecticides, fumigation, and that is not to allow stagnant water to get collected nearby the house or the surroundings. And moreover, one can also introduce that fish, Gambusa fish, that is a biological control in that particular Gambusia fish. It feeds on mosquito larvae. So that can be also used to control the mosquito population or to prevent its breeding. So this malaria is there in your syllabus. Others you may be asked as 1 mark questions or objective questions. You have to remember the name of the vectors and the disease which they cause. Like for example, you have the Aedes mosquito causing the dengue virus or chikungunya. Then you must have heard about swine flu. It is mostly transmitted through infected pigs. And then you have this one, Culex mosquito, female Culex mosquito. It spreads elephantiasis, causing it, though it is caused by Victoria von Crafty, but the carrier of the germ is female Culex mosquito. Then you have the TC fly that causes the African sleeping sickness disease. So, and then you have the most common, that is, you must have heard about rabies. That is caused by a virus, but it is spread due to the rats. Got it? And it causes the disease plague. So you can see that how vectors can create a havoc. Now at present, what we are suffering from COVID-19 or corona, you must have heard that it is also spread by the, it can be, though it is, the cause was said to be because of the consumption of the infected bird. Got it? That is the bats. So next we come to how these diseases can be prevented or how to maintain a healthy body. As you know that prevention is better than cure. So there are some of the factors, like for example, personal health. Personal health means what? It includes having a balanced diet, nutritious balanced diet, and maintaining personal hygiene. Personal hygiene means your body cleanliness. What are the various methods by one can keep himself or herself clean, like for taking a bath regularly with a good soap and water, brushing the teeth, washing the hands before and after meal, brushing the teeth twice in a day, that is in the morning and before going to bed. Then keeping the body parts clean. That includes the ears, the eyes, then keeping the hair clean also by washing it regularly with a good shampoo and oiling and massaging it, and also cleanliness and cleanliness of the private parts. Then we have the apart from this personal hygiene and nutrition diet, we also required proper rest and sleep. That is equally important for maintaining a healthy body. So a good sleep of 7 to 8 hours is essential for every individual, and apart from that you also need to do exercise and relaxation. Relaxation involves pursuing your hobby, maybe music, dance, painting, or gardening. And then if one is not very keen to do exercise, though it is very important, one can pursue outdoor activity or indoor activities, helping in the household chores or in the garden. So those are like some activities which helps one to relax and tones the muscles. Next is public and community hygiene. What is public and community hygiene? It involves that is our surroundings, the habitat or the place where we live. Also involves the community or the society where we live. So it is equally important that not only our house is kept clean, but our surroundings also should be properly well maintained. So what does it involve? It involves that is proper disposal of sewage and garbage waste. Then you have provision of clean drinking water. Then it should be seen that the people are made aware of and that is imparting knowledge or awareness of importance of a nutritious diet and maintaining clean environment that includes clean food, clean water, clean air, that is the environment, preventing any type of pollution, and setting up of the community centers or community education to the people about the cause, spread, and the proper precautions to be taken about certain common diseases that are prevalent, like we had discussed about malaria, then cholera, all those things, and proper vaccination. Then setting up of primary health centers, or you can say that importance of small family. What is the importance of small family? That education can also be imparted, so that the people, the masses, are made aware of the importance of a small family, right to education, and right to basic food, balanced diet for everyone. So after that we come to mental hygiene. Mental hygiene means the proper mental growth and development. That involves the mental attitudes and the emotional stability of oneself, how you interact with your friends, with your family members, and oneself. So mental hygiene is very, very important. One should be, first of all, for to have a proper sound mental hygiene, you should love yourself. You should not be affected by, like sometimes you can hear that some may tease about your skin color, about the your weight and all. So sometimes what happens, especially during the teenage age, one may be upset about it. So first of all, you should not be influenced by all those comments. You should love yourself, and then how you interact with your friends, your families, and the society as a whole. So that is called mental attitudes. Got it? So for that you have to have talking with your friends and pursuing habits that do not make you depressed. That should involve mental hygiene. Next is industrial hygiene. What is industrial hygiene? Sometimes what happens, a person working in mines, like coal mines, they may inhale particulate particles like coal dust, and then it may affect their respiratory organs and may lead to pneumonia, or in the long run lung cancer. So when a disease causes due to the occupation of a person, that is called as occupational hazards. So industrial hygiene involves the working environment of the workers and the people of that particular industry or factory. They are provided suitable conditions so that they do not suffer from any type of diseases. Clear? So that was some of the important this one. Now let us go through the notes. After that, you have the vectors, swine flu, TCTC fly, sleeping sickness, Culex mosquito that spreads elephantiasis, That's all for this session. If you have any doubts, any questions regarding, you may ask